So hi everybody and welcome back to the Unreal Engine 5 tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 72 and in this video we want drops for what I mean with drops is, for example, if the enemy character dies, he should drop something which we can pick up and use or get points or get gold or something like that. And now we are going to create this. So let's get started. First of all, we need our enemy character which we are going to kill so that he can drop for us, and in my case it's this BP enemy character 1. This is my first enemy character, and now in this character we have already programmed many things. We go here to the event graph. In event graph I have set up this here player character attacking, in my case, which is not the best place actually. And after this one I want continue with a drop, but you see it starts to get very long, and now I start to use a little bit more functions for that. What I mean with function is just instead continuing here, I will create a function and call this here, but we have to be aware that function have some limitations. For example, if we use delays, and delays works not with functions, and that's why I still create it first here and perhaps I convert it later to functions. But just keep in mind that you could make here functions, or an alternative to functions is here a custom event. For example, we can create a custom event and we just call this custom event here, and then it's again a little bit more structured, similar to function. But the good point about the custom event is we can use delays, and sometimes delays are really cool because it's an easy way to set up timers, because there is also a timer function which is a little bit more complicated. So that said, let's get, and in this case, like I said, I want make up, instead of a function which I would normally do, I make a custom event. It's similar, so let's call this, first of all, let's find this node, right click, custom event, add custom event, and I call this custom event enemy, and I call this here AI enemy AI, and then underscore drop anything. That's okay, enemy AI drop. So here he can drop anything. He can drop items or drop gold. We can decide this later. We just make, first of all, just as he can drop anything. So, but of course, this must be called on the right place, and the right place is actually after we die. So you have to find in your code, in your enemy AI, or perhaps you made it in a better place than me, because this is probably not the best place. You have to find this destroy actor, and the destroyed actor must be this enemy AI. All right. So if you have this after this destroy actor, you can call this enemy drop anywhere where it suits you. For example, I have here a little bit more code after this, and I just say here, I will say enemy drop after this one, because I said here normal fight, which means this is the enemy AI which is respawning, and this will be the boss fight. And perhaps I make here also an enemy drop, but a little bit better items or coins or something like that. So let's get started. We have also, I found my place, I won't call it here, and I say here enemy enemy AI drop, which I just created. You see, this one I created and this one I call here. And the only reason why I make this is later I can place them here below instead, using a so long line. And normally, yes, in programming you would do this with functions, but here we have this event, which is quite handy, I think. And let's continue. So we have this, right? And this enemy is dead. And what we can do is just call spawn actor from class. And why I'm calling this one? because the dropped item, I will create just a blueprint and I will call this blueprint here, and that's it. That's very simple, straightforward, and easy to do. So, but the problem is I have not created here a blueprint. So we compile, we save this, and we have a problem. And the problem is we have not set here a transform. We will set this later, so we can use the simple trick here. Right click, split screen, and it has now the 0, 0 location. That's perfect. Compile again, and we have again a problem. What it says now, you have to class specify. Okay, it says we have to specify a class. Okay, let's specify it not. Let's just disconnect this. This trick works also all time, and we connect it later. So let's go and create this class. We go out, we go to our game folder, we go to, I create a new folder here. I call it, in my case, game drops. Yeah, drop, yeah, enemy drops, not game drops, enemy drops, and I give it the color, in my case, green, because this is not one of the space elements. All these other colors what you see are very basic elements of a game, but this one is more game specific, which means this one I need only in this game, not in all games. That's why I use here different colors. And after you created this one, you can go here and create just a normal blueprint actor. So we create here a blueprint. Then we go to the actor, because it's just an actor. Why I choose an actor? Because I want place this in this world, or I want spawn it in this world, and actor can be spawned and placed in world. That's why we make, and we can add later components to it. All right, we have this. Then I call it BP blueprint underscore. And in my case, because we have now to choose what we want drop, for example, gold items or something like that. In my case, I make it very simple. I start with gold. And now I open up this app. Of course, you can download now from free marketplace and free other free places, or even you can buy it, or you even can create yourself a static mesh for gold, for example. It's just not too difficult. For example, if you know 3D modeling, you just model it and import it here to Unreal Engine 5 and use it instead. In my case, because I want just demonstrate this in video, I just go here on top, I say add, and I add a very simple sphere. That is my gold symbol, symbol, more or less. Of course, you can change here the color here. For example, gold would be more suited for example, yellow color. And there is a simple trick. You click on this magnitude cell. Let's go back again. You click on this one here, and this is the material of this one right now, right? But I want my own material. So what you can do is, even instead of this one, you can just go directly to your materials folder. Let's go there. Then here we have already this, but let's make it from start. What you can do now is right click, then you go to materials, and then you go here to materials. We create a new material. Let's name it M underscore for materials, and gold material. And now we can open up this gold material, and this is the basic shape of creating a material. And we make the almost the most basic material ever. And how we make this? We just press free on our keyboard and click, and then this vector opens up. Of course, you can find this node as well when you right click it, and then write vector, and then free, because they have vector 3, vector 2, and so on. And it's called constant vector 2, constant vector 3, and we need free. And the reason why we need free is the standard colors are RGB, and now we can set for gold, for example, you can find here the RGB values, or you make the easy way here in the details panel. You just click this color place and go to the color which you think looks goldish. And I say, okay, anything like that. Well, must be not perfect. Anything here. anything here, and then you hope that this works. But it looks more black now. My case, of course, because this one is not up, so now it looks yellow, still wrong. I have to go here a little bit. Yes, now it looks something like more goldish. Let's take this and say, yes, this is gold enough for me. Put it here as a saver. And now I have this. And what you do is now, really, this is the most basic color what you can ever create. Just connect this one to the base color, and that's it. It's a very simple material, but we don't need anything special now. Of course, if you download or get from other places good material and good shapes, they will look much more amazing. But in our case, we are happy with that. And now we are going to use this material. We can close this window. We can close this window, actually not. That was not good. But what we need is, we want to use this material. I select it so I can use the shortcut. And I go to my game drops folder. Here is this one. I open this one up again so I can change the material. I click the sphere. You can change the sphere name, for example, gold static mesh. For example, I write first static mesh and then gold, yeah, static mesh gold sphere or something like that. Static mesh gold, it's okay. And then here we have still this white material, and then I can click this one. No, it works not. Why not? It's deselected probably. Oh no, let's go to material fast. Or just find your material here by writing it. I think that's not so difficult to find because we use this convention M. You can write M now, underscore, and then anything with gold. And then here is our gold material, M gold material, and it looks like this. Okay, we have created a blueprint, a gold. And one more thing we have to do here perhaps is scaling, but we can scale this later, or we can scale it now and watch it later. 0.2, and I have used this lock here, so when I just change one, all will be changed, and you see it's scaled down. And this one is okay for test purposes. If this fits not, we just change later the scaling. Okay, compile and save. We are finished with that one. And now the only thing what we have to do is go back to our BP enemy AI, and now this one which worked not here after my AI died, I can call now this one and select, of course, the created BP gold class. Okay, we write here, for example, BP and gold, and it is here. It pops up for me here. So, and the next thing is very important. So it spawns, but it spawns, we need a transform, right? And that's the next thing. In our case, it's very easy. If the BP enemy dies, I want exactly the same location where it dies, right? So what I can do is recombine this pins. You can right click again on the pin, and there is an option recombine strike pin. I click this. Now I have the transform again, but normally we need the location, but transform is okay too. What I'm going to do now is just to get the location where my enemy dies is just, you see here on top this BP enemy self, perhaps it goes now, but we can drag up here and write self, and when I write this correctly, not wrong, no. Nope. Why is that doing so? And yeah, if you try this one, right click on this here and write self. And what I'm searching is this get a reference to self. And that means this one is actually your BP enemy AI here. And after you got this one, not here, after you got this one, we just get the location of this one. So which means we drag out and write get transform, for example, even better, but you can write transform, get actor transform, or if you split this up, you can write also get location and put it on location, but in our case, just put it on transform, and this one is actually all we need for our spawn. And we could test this, I think. Perhaps not, perhaps there are some mistakes, but let's test it and see. So I start my game. I spawn my AI. AI is coming. I'm going to fight him. I activate some skills so I a little bit faster him. And of course I have not implemented his attack skill and damage skill, so I can earn the make. And let's test it. Now he dies. But he has not spawned anything. Oh, actually, it was spawned, but there is a problem. It was spawned at 000, so we made here something wrong, and it says blueprint runtime attempt to access BP enemy. Oh, okay. Now I see my arrow. If you have the same arrow like this one, the reason for that is this place where I chose was an absolute bad place. And the reason for that is because of this note. Our character dies, and after our character dies, we can't get this self again because he is dead at this point. So let me show what I mean with that fast. So our character dies, then this file is also destroyed, which means this one, it can't call itself again. So we have to find a better way now. The code what we wrote here is not wrong. It's only the wrong place to call it. So we have to call it actually before this destroy actor, or we find another way to do this. So we have, first of all, what you can do if something like this happens in general is you can watch here and see if you can really destroy it before this destroy. If you do call this one here, and actually this one is a good place, right? This one looks very nice because before destroy comes nothing, just this check, and that means I'm going to use it indeed before destroy actor, which means this function here, this event call, it's similar to a function, but here it calls event. This one I take from here and call it here. So let's do this. And now this actor is at this point not destroyed, which means I can access his transform. That's why. And now compile, save, and do this again. And now I fight him one more time and see if he's dropping something. Of course, we have missing something other, and the thing is what we're missing is we can't pick it up. He is just dropping something, but we have not set up any picks. And there is it, my gold, which is dropped. And here you can do much more. You can add an effect here, for example, that it stands more out, add a sound here, so that when this one is dropped, that a sound is there. So you can do much more. And the most important thing what we have not is we can't pick it up. So I think I stop here with this video here, and in the next video I will make it picking up and adding sound. But here one more info how you can make easy adding sound. For example, you have already now this enemy AI drop. You just go here on, and you can use, for example, for effect spawn emitter. I think one of the first videos we made this, but this time you can make a spawn emitter at location, and you can just use this location what you have here. You can just recombine this. They can't. Anyway, there is an easy trick. You can just take this one and split this pin. What I mean with this is, for example, you can just go. Let's spawn this emitter here also fast. It's very fast. You say again get actor transform, for example, and then you just right click here and split struct pin, and you see these pins are exactly this one, and you can connect it here. And of course you can add here an emitter. Let's add here for test purposes anything. I don't know. Let's see what this is. Okay, let's do this one. I don't know if this looks good. And of course, let's add a sound too. Let's do this file too. And in the next video, we are going just to create the pickup and perhaps something like that, which is also not too difficult, but interesting. And let's add a sound too. And how we make this one, play sound at location, for example, play, also I drag out and say play sound at location. And again, the location is here. Of course, you just could also make here one. This one you could make here at the start and then all time bring this one, but it's okay. It works. Get actor location. For example, here it just, we need here just location, so you can just write get actor. Oops, why can't? Here. Get actor location. Yeah, normally you can do it. Then here I disconnect this because this should work here too. I don't know why it was not. But okay, now you have here the location. You connect it and you see now. And of course you have to find a sound. I use here just anything. This sound is wrong. Okay, this sound is definitely wrong. Just for fun, let's make this beat one here. All right, we have something which fits not. Of course, you should find a sound which makes more sense, but this one is just for demonstration. And now you see, now I added not only this drop coin, and of course the coin was flying in the air. You should adjust the location a little bit and check this out how you want. But now what we have is sound, music, sound, effect, and look now, let's click this one away so we can see it better. And really we see it now worse. And here is this effect, it's not visible. Now but the sound is definitely total wrong, but you saw what I mean. That was absolute cool actually. And this is one way to do it, and this event call is just to make it more readable, so not one line which is super long. You can make this normal with functions. And yeah, if you have any questions you can ask in the comments. I stop this video here, and in the next video probably we make a pickup because we want pick some goals or items, and then we want use them, or we want show the points here on the screen. And with that said, bye for now and good luck.